This exhibit in here is sponsored by Air New Zealand, who's celebrating their 75th anniversary. Here's, we have a costume collection, but the chandelier is English Regency period, 1811. These clothes would be from the late 1800s. Man's coat and waistcoat from France around 1760 to 65. This one's English, 1775 to 1780. Full dress uniform from the Royal Navy, about 1890. Printed cotton informal dress with a quilted satin petticoat, 1785. And a printed cotton morning dress, 1815. Just informal, everyday dress for a younger woman. Here's a beautiful ball gown from 1885. And of course, at that time, we had very slender waists, very corseted. This is much more comfortable, 1923. 1947 two-piece evening dress. This one is late 1950s. Obviously, evening dress. It's a New Zealand gentleman, cabinet ministers, representatives, armed services, civil uniform, full dress. Quite a variety of hats and shoes from the 1840s to the 1940s. Oh, look at those shoes. Some of them look pretty modern. Here's a riding habit, 1907. You want to go horseback riding dressed like that. Back downstairs, here's some beautiful porcelain vases. Needlework screen that would have been in front of a fireplace, and this one was made in 1840. Beautiful furniture from the mid-1800s. Air New Zealand is proud of the uniforms that they've had. They've always said they were fashion forward. This one's from the 1980s. This one's from 1970. And then we've got a whole bunch more down here. This is 1961. There's a lot of detail on that uniform. Must have been quite expensive to make. This one's much more comfortable and practical. The menu. This was a Tasman airline. It was teal, Tasman, whatever. And notice the service utensils. Here's the interior of one of these early airplanes. That's where you put your carry-on luggage. Nice seats. And this table opened up for dinner service. Oh, this is a DC-8. It was in service from 1965 to 1982. Look at the width of the seats and the distance between the seats. There's the food service. Interactive things here, and this one is to figure out what's the best way to board the airplane. Shows everything they have to do to get the plane ready to take off. That's the plan for their Dreamliner. looks pretty nice. Might have to come back down here again to fly it. Motorcycle won the Triple Crown of motorcycle racing. They took it to California, gold-plated it for $500,000. It was about in 1970. This is an exhibit on Antarctica. There's some penguins. We didn't get out to the Antarctica Center, so we'll just have to settle for these guys. Charles W. Morgan, a whaling ship, made at New Bedford in America in 1841. A variety of whales from the Southern Ocean. Scott Base in Antarctica, they used Huskies until 1987 when they were replaced with motorized transport. This is the kind of vehicle they use to get around the Arctic regions now, or Antarctic regions. Sledge that Amundsen used when he made it to the South Pole. He was the first person to reach the South Pole in 1912. Captain Cook crossed the Antarctic Circle 3 times for the first time in history in January 1773. On the third crossing, he sailed to within 1,100 miles of the South Pole without seeing land. And this is a resolution and adventure. Studying these trees, they had to go way up here, and these are like 40 meters tall. And they're looking at insects, birds, health of the trees, etc., etc. There's a meteorite that fell to Earth probably 50,000 years ago in the Arizona desert in the USA. And a significant impact scar that today is a popular tourist attraction of Meteor Crater. This is a fragment, the third largest known piece of the meteorite, and the largest held outside the U.S. It's an iron meteorite containing 7% nickel. New Zealand volcano, and there's some lava, different kinds. Quartz crystal is from Arkansas. Great big amethyst geode, collection of agates. My grandfather had a bunch of those. Big guy is an Allosaurus. He's the head of a Triceratops. Even got a mummy in here. The mummy here has a name. And there it is in hieroglyphics. Quite a collection of birds, too. Collection of kiwis. These are white herons. Suspended above are the world's largest oceanic birds, the wandering and southern royal albatross, the Buller's mollymock, and the Campbell Island mollymock. These are spotted shags on the Banks Peninsula. They got their little nests all up in there. This is an Asian art collection. Things in here date to about 5000 BC up to AD 220. So these things are ceramic wares from the Han in the Tang Dynasty, about 206 BC to AD 906. Imari ceramic ware, about AD 1600 to 1912. A Japanese man with a bunch of swords.